Alright, so today we shall practice English conversations. Now here are a few general conversations. Conversation A, Speaker 1. Would you like to see some pictures? Speaker 2. Sure. Did you take them yourself? Speaker 1. Yes, I did. I've got a new camera. Speaker 2. These are really wonderful. Conversation B. Speaker 1. I've got to visit my mother tonight. Speaker 2. Is she expecting you? Speaker 1. Yes, she is. I phoned her this morning. Speaker 2. Have a nice time then. Conversation C. Speaker 1. Could I speak to your brother, please? Speaker 2. Sorry, he isn't here right now. Speaker 1. What time do you expect him back? Speaker 2. About 5 or 5:30. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Why doesn't Harry go to school here anymore? Speaker 2. His family moved away. Speaker 1. Is he going to another school now? Speaker 2. Yes. Somewhere on the West Coast. Conversation E. Speaker 1. How do you operate this machine? Speaker 2. You turn the lever to the right. Speaker 1. Do you turn it all the way to the right? Speaker 2. No. You turn it to the first mark. Now here are a few more general conversations. Conversation A. Speaker 1. I'd like to speak to Mr. Smith. Speaker 2. Sorry, he isn't in now. Speaker 1. Can I leave a message for him? Speaker 2. Yes, I'll take the message. Conversation B. Speaker 1. Fred has to stay home, but I don't. Speaker 2. I don't either. Speaker 1. Would you like to go with John and me? Speaker 2. Yes, I certainly would. Conversation C. Speaker 1. Where were you last Tuesday and Wednesday? Speaker 2. I was out of town. Speaker 1. Why did you leave town so suddenly? Speaker 2. A friend was sick and needed help. Conversation D. Speaker 1. That's a good-looking suit you have on. Speaker 2. Thank you for the compliment. Speaker 1. When did you get it? Speaker 2. About 2 or 3 weeks ago. Conversation E. Speaker 1. John hasn't called us yet. Speaker 2. I thought he called you yesterday. Speaker 1. No, we didn't hear from him at all. Speaker 2. I wonder what happened. Now here are a few more general conversations. Conversation A. Speaker 1. What's the matter? Speaker 2. I'm worried about something. Speaker 1. What's wrong? Speaker 2. I think I've lost my billfold. Conversation B. Speaker 1. Are you coming to the meeting tomorrow? Speaker 2. Of course, I'm coming. Speaker 1. Aren't you worried about driving in this weather? Speaker 2. Of course not. Conversation C. Speaker 1. How do you start this machine? Speaker 2. You just push the red button. Speaker 1. Where's the button? Speaker 2. It's right in front of you. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Well, it's cool and cloudy again today. Speaker 2. I wish that the sun were out. Speaker 1. It looks to me as if it's going to rain. Speaker 2. The farmers would like it if it did. Conversation E. Speaker 1. If you had a lot of money, what would you buy? Speaker 2. I think I'd buy a big boat. Speaker 1. What would you do with it? Speaker 2. I'd take all my friends around the world. Now here are a few conversations where we should learn about simple questions and negatives of the sentences. Conversation A. Speaker 1. Fred practices very hard. I notice. Speaker 2. Does he practice every day? Speaker 1. Yes, he does. Speaker 2. I don't practice that much. Now here, if you notice, the first sentence, after that it was a related question. Then, again, in the last sentence, there was the negative. Conversation B. Speaker 1. I'm having some trouble with my report. Speaker 2. Are you having trouble with the last part? Speaker 1. Yes, I am. Speaker 2. Well, everyone is having trouble with that part. Conversation C. Speaker 1. We saw the new flower show. Speaker 2. Did you see it on the opening day? Speaker 1. Yes, we did. Speaker 2. We didn't see it until the following day. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Did you write letters to all your friends? Speaker 2. No. But I wrote letters to some of them. Speaker 1. Are you going to write to everyone? Speaker 2. Well, I'm going to write as much as possible. Conversation E. Speaker 1. Mary has only worn her new coat twice. Speaker 2. Has she worn her new spring suit yet? Speaker 1. Yes, she has. Several times, in fact. Speaker 2. I know she hasn't worn her new shoes yet. Now here are a few examples where we shall learn what will be the simple questions and the negatives of each sentences. Now here, in the first one, the sentence is, John studies every day. Now to this sentence, we can make about two questions. The first one would be, does John study? Other one could be, does John study every day? Then the answer would be, yes, he does. He studies every day. Second example, Fred doesn't study every day. Now the question to this will be, doesn't Fred study? Or, doesn't Fred study every day? Now the reply to this would be, no, he doesn't. He doesn't study every day. Example 3. The girl is studying right now. The question to this would be, is the girl studying? Or, is the girl studying right now? The reply, yes, she is. She's studying right now. Example 4. They aren't studying right now. Now the question to this will be, aren't they studying? Or, aren't they studying right now? And the reply, no, they aren't. They aren't studying right now. Example 5. Mary studied yesterday. And the question would be, did Mary study? Or did Mary study yesterday? Reply, yes, she did. She studied yesterday. Example 6. Fred didn't study yesterday. Questions. Didn't Fred study? Or, didn't Fred study yesterday? Reply, no, he didn't. He didn't study yesterday. Example 7. I'm going to study tomorrow. Questions. Are you going to study? Or, are you going to study tomorrow? Reply, yes, I am. I'm going to study tomorrow. Example 8. He isn't going to study tomorrow. Questions. Isn't he going to study? Or, isn't he going to study tomorrow? Reply, no, he isn't. He isn't going to study tomorrow. Example 10. The girl will study tomorrow. Questions. Will the girl study? Or will the girl study tomorrow? Reply, yes, she will. She will study tomorrow. Example 10. The men won't study tomorrow. Questions. Won't the men study? Or, won't the men study tomorrow? Reply, no, they won't. They won't study tomorrow. Example 11. John has studied since June. Questions. Has John studied? Or, has John studied since June? Reply, yes, he has. He has studied since June. Example 12. Fred hasn't studied since June. Question. Hasn't Fred studied? Or, hasn't Fred studied since June? Reply, no, he hasn't. He hasn't studied since June. Now here's another set of examples. Example 1. He isn't in his office now. Now the questions and the reply would be, isn't he in the office now? No, he isn't. He isn't in his office now. Example 2. He works very efficiently. Question. Does he work very efficiently? Reply. Yes, he does. He works very efficiently. Example 3. He hasn't tried that method. Question. Hasn't he tried that method? No, he hasn't. He hasn't tried that method. Example 4. He wore a new suit yesterday. Question. Did he wear a new suit yesterday? Reply. Yes, he did. He wore a new suit yesterday. Example 5. He couldn't be with them. Question. Couldn't he be with them? No, he couldn't. He couldn't be with them. Example 6. He won't have enough time. Question. Won't he have enough time? Reply. No, he won't. He won't have enough time. Example 7. He found the correct answer. Question. Did he find the correct answer? Yes, he did. He found the correct answer. Example 8. He has forgotten their names. Question. Has he forgotten their names? Reply. Yes, he has. He has forgotten their names. Example 9. He wasn't working on that. Question. Wasn't he working on that? Reply. No, he wasn't. He wasn't working on that. Example 10. He must rely on his friends. Question. Must he rely on his friends? Reply. Yes, he must. He must rely on his friends. Example 11. He has to explain everything. Question. Does he have to explain everything? Reply. Yes, he does. He has to explain everything. Example 12. He didn't drive to work today. Question. Didn't he drive to work today? Reply, no, he didn't. He didn't drive to work today. Example 13. He shouldn't have waited. Question, shouldn't he have waited? Reply, no, he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have waited. Example 14. He does all his work promptly. Question, does he do all his work promptly? Reply, yes, he does. He does all his work promptly. Example 15. He will meet the men there. Question, will he meet the men there? Reply, yes, he will. He will meet the men there. Example 16. He used to enjoy baseball. Question, did he used to enjoy baseball? Reply, yes, he did. He used to enjoy baseball. Now here are a few short answer conversations. Conversation A. Speaker 1. Don't you work every Saturday morning? Speaker 2. No, we don't. Just on occasion. Speaker 1. Did you work last Saturday morning? Speaker 2. No, we didn't. Conversation B. Speaker 1. Didn't those tourists go to the park yesterday? Speaker 2. Yes, they did. Speaker 1. Did they go with you and John? Speaker 2. No, they didn't, but we saw them there. Conversation C. Speaker 1. Are you going to your class now? Speaker 2. No, I'm not, but I'll be leaving shortly. Speaker 1. Do you go to school every afternoon? Speaker 2. No, I don't. Only Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Have you ever been to the Central Zoo? No, I never have. Speaker 1. Would you care to go there with me tomorrow? Speaker 2. Yes, I certainly would. Conversation E. Speaker 1. Shouldn't you answer the letter quite soon? Speaker 2. Yes, I really should. Speaker 1. Don't you have to send them some money too? Speaker 2. No, I don't. Not in this next letter. Now here are a few examples of short answers. Speaker 1. Are they studying? Speaker 2. Yes, they are. Speaker 1. Won't she study? Speaker 2. Yes, she will. Speaker 1. Did you study? Speaker 2. Yes, I did. Speaker 1. Isn't he studying? Speaker 2. Yes, he is. Speaker 1. Have they studied? Speaker 2. Yes, they have. Speaker 1. Aren't you going to study? Speaker 2. Yes, I am. Speaker 1. Can she study? Speaker 2. Yes, she can. Speaker 1. Doesn't he study? Speaker 2. Yes, he does. Speaker 1. Must they study? Speaker 2. Yes, they must. Speaker 1. Shouldn't you study? Speaker 2. Yes, I should. Speaker 1. Couldn't she study? Speaker 2. Yes, she could. Speaker 1. Did he used to study? Speaker 2. Yes, he did. Speaker 1. Aren't they supposed to study? Speaker 2. Yes, they are. Speaker 1. Will she study? Speaker 2. Yes, she will. Speaker 1. Hadn't you better study? Speaker 2. Yes, I'd better. Speaker 1. Do they have to study? Speaker 2. Yes, they do. Speaker 1. Don't they plan to study? Speaker 2. Yes, they do. Speaker 1. Were they studying? Speaker 2. Yes, they were. Now here are a few examples and the negative answers. Speaker 1. Shouldn't they do it? Speaker 2. No, they shouldn't. Speaker 1. Does he do it? Speaker 2. No, he doesn't. Speaker 1. Can't you do it? Speaker 2. No, I can't. Speaker 1. Are they going to do it? Speaker 2. No, they aren't. Speaker 1. Hasn't she done it? Speaker 2. No, she hasn't. Speaker 1. Did he do it? Speaker 2. No, he didn't. Speaker 1. Won't you do it? Speaker 2. No, I won't. Speaker 1. Isn't she doing it? Speaker 2. No, she isn't. Speaker 1. Do they have to do it? Speaker 2. No, they don't. Speaker 1. Hadn't you better do it? Speaker 2. No, I hadn't better. Speaker 1. Did she used to do it? Speaker 2. No, she didn't. Speaker 1. Couldn't they do it? Speaker 2. No, they couldn't. Speaker 1. Must he do it? Speaker 2. No, he doesn't have to. Speaker 1. Weren't you supposed to do it? Speaker 2. No, I wasn't. Speaker 1. Has he done it? Speaker 2. No, he hasn't. Speaker 1. Did they used to do it? Speaker 2. No, they didn't. Speaker 1. Wasn't she doing it? Speaker 2. No, she wasn't. Speaker 1. Has he been doing it? Speaker 2. No, he hasn't. Now here are a few short answer conversations. Conversation A. Speaker 1. Are you going to attend the reception? Speaker 2. Yes, I am. Speaker 1. Are you going to stay very late? Speaker 2. No, I'm not. Conversation B. Speaker 1. Are there many rooms in their apartment? Speaker 2. Yes, there are. About 6, I think. Speaker 1. Is there much light in the apartment? Speaker 2. No, there isn't, because there are very few windows. Conversation C. Speaker 1. Are you reading that magazine? Speaker 2. Yes, I am. I'm reading the book review. Speaker 1. Are you using your dictionary? Speaker 2. No, I'm not, but I'm doing quite well. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Has John spoken to you yet? Speaker 2. Yes, he has. He has spoken to Mrs. White too. Speaker 1. Did he speak to you yesterday? Speaker 2. Yes, he did. Around 4 o'clock. Conversation E. Speaker 1. Will Mary be at the party? Speaker 2. Yes, she will, but she'll be a little late. Speaker 1. Will she be with her weekend guests? Speaker 2. No, she won't. Now here are a few more short answers. Example. Speaker 1. Does he practice? Speaker 2. Yes, he does. Speaker 1. Will he practice? Speaker 2. Yes, he will. Speaker 1. Can he practice? Speaker 2. Yes, he can. Speaker 1. What does he do? Speaker 2. He practices. Speaker 1. What will he do? Speaker 2. He'll practice. Speaker 1. What can he do? Speaker 2. He can practice. Speaker 1. Should they read? Speaker 2. Yes, they should. Speaker 1. Have they read? Speaker 2. Yes, they have. Speaker 1. Are they reading? Speaker 2. Yes, they are. Speaker 1. What should they do? Speaker 2. They should read. Speaker 1. What have they done? Speaker 2. They have read. Speaker 1. What are they doing? Speaker 2. They are reading. Speaker 1. Did you copy them? Speaker 2. Yes, I did. Speaker 1. Must you copy them? Speaker 2. Yes, I must. Speaker 1. Have you copied them? Speaker 2. Yes, I have. Speaker 1. What did you do? Speaker 2. I copied them. Speaker 1. What must you do? Speaker 2. I must copy them. Speaker 1. What have you done? Speaker 2. I've copied them. Speaker 1. Isn't she going to go home? Speaker 2. Yes, she is. Speaker 1. Wasn't she going home? Speaker 2. Yes, she was. Speaker 1. Hadn't she better go home? Speaker 2. Yes, she'd better. Speaker 1. What's she going to do? Speaker 2. She's going to go home. Speaker 1. What was she doing? Speaker 2. She was going home. Speaker 1. What had she better do? Speaker 2. She'd better go home. Speaker 1. Shouldn't he speak English? Speaker 2. Yes, he should. Speaker 1. Didn't he have to speak English? Speaker 2. Yes, he did. Speaker 1. Couldn't he speak English? Speaker 2. Yes, he could. Speaker 1. What should he do? Speaker 2. He should speak English. Speaker 1. What did he have to do? Speaker 2. He had to speak English. Speaker 1. What could he do? Speaker 2. He could speak English. Now here are a few conversations with interrogative words. Conversation A. Speaker 1. Is that Mr. Brown's office? Speaker 2. Yes, it is. Speaker 1. Whose office is this? Speaker 2. This office is Mr. Green's. Conversation B. Speaker 1. Where's there a bus stop? Speaker 2. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Speaker 1. Is there a bus stop at the next corner? Speaker 2. No, but there is a bus stop 2 blocks from here. Conversation C. Speaker 1. Did the Italian students arrive here during the summer? Speaker 2. No. They arrived here just a month ago. Speaker 1. How long ago did the Greek students arrive? Speaker 2. They arrived exactly 2 months ago. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Did you paint your garage on Saturday? Speaker 2. Yes, I painted the whole garage in 3 hours. Speaker 1. What color did you paint in? Speaker 2. I finally decided to paint it blue. Conversation E. Speaker 1. Is Tom's dictionary around here any place? Speaker 2. Yes. Tom's dictionary is over there on the table. Speaker 1. Which one is Tom's? The red one or the blue one? Speaker 2. The red one is his. Now here are a few examples. Example 1. They are studying. Now the interrogative sentence to this will be, what are they studying? The answer, they are studying their lessons. Example 2. She will study. Question, what will she study? Answer, she'll study her lessons. I studied. Question, what did you study? Reply, I studied my lessons. He's studying. Question, what is he studying? Reply, he's studying his lessons. Example 5. They have studied. Question, what have they studied? Reply, they have studied their lessons. Example 6. I'm going to study. Question, what are you going to study? Reply, I'm going to study my lessons. Example 7. She can study. Question, what can she study? Reply, she can study her lessons. Example 8. He studies. Question, what does he study? Reply, he studies his lessons. Example 9. They must study. Question, what must they study? Reply, they must study their lessons. Example 10. I should study. Question, what should you study? Reply, I should study my lessons. Example 11. They were studying. Question, what were they studying? Reply, they were studying their lessons. Example 12. He used to study. Question, what did he used to study? Reply, he used to study his lessons. Example 13. She's supposed to study. Question, what's she supposed to study? Reply, she's supposed to study her lessons. Example 14. They'll study. Question, what will they study? Reply, they'll study their lessons. Example 15. I'd better study. Question, what had you better study? Reply, I'd better study my lessons. Example 16. They have to study. Question, what do they have to study? Reply, they have to study their lessons. Example 17. He's been studying. Question, what's he been studying? Reply, he's been studying his lessons. Example 18. We had to study. Question, what did you have to study? Reply, we had to study our lessons. Now here are a few examples where we shall learn what will be the interrogative sentence of a statement, and again we can answer in the same statement. Example 1. I'll write at home. Question, where will you write? And the reply could be the same, I'll write at home. Example 2. I wrote my English lesson. Question, what did you write? And the reply could be the same, I wrote my English lesson. Example 3. I must write for extra practice. Question, why must you write? And the reply could be the same, I must write for extra practice. Example 4. I should write in the evening. Question, when should you write? Reply, I should write in the evening. Example 5. I've written to Mr. Brown. Question, whom have you written to? Reply, I've written to Mr. Brown. Example 6. I write for extra practice. Question. Why do you write? Reply. I write for extra practice. Example 7. I'm going to write at home. Question. Where are you going to write? Reply. I'm going to write at home. Example 8. I used to write in the evening. Question. When did you used to write? Reply. I used to write in the evening. Example 9. I'm writing for extra practice. Question. Why are you writing? Reply. I'm writing for extra practice. Example 10. I have to write to Mr. Brown. Question. Whom do you have to write to? Reply. I have to write to Mr. Brown. Example 11. I was writing my English lesson. Question. What were you writing? Reply. I was writing my English lesson. Example 12. I wrote for extra practice. Question. Why did you write? Reply. I wrote for extra practice. Example 13. I can write at home. Question. Where can you write? Reply. I can write at home. Example 14. I plan to write to Mr. Brown. Question. Whom do you plan to write to? Reply. I plan to write to Mr. Brown. Example 15. I'm writing for extra practice. Question. Why are you writing? Reply. I'm writing for extra practice. Example 16. I write in the evening. Question. When do you write? Reply. I write in the evening. Example 17. I've written my English lesson. Question. What have you written? Reply. I've written my English lesson. Example 18. I had to write at home. Question. Where did you have to write? Reply. I had to write at home. Now here are a few more conversations with interrogative words. Conversation A. Speaker 1. We should complain about the service in this store. Speaker 2. Should we complain to one of the clerks? Speaker 1. I don't think so. Speaker 2. Whom should we complain to then? Conversation B. Speaker 1. Have you chosen furniture for your apartment yet? Speaker 2. No, we haven't. Speaker 1. Why haven't you chosen any yet? Speaker 2. Frankly, we just haven't had enough time. Conversation C. Speaker 1. Does Mary have to go? Speaker 2. Yes, she does. She has to go to the airport. Speaker 1. How soon does she have to go? Speaker 2. I'm not sure just how soon. Conversation D. Speaker 1. Do you prefer this picture or that one? Speaker 2. Of those two, I think I prefer the bottom one. Speaker 1. Which one of the other two do you prefer? Speaker 2. I really can't decide. Conversation E. Speaker 1. I couldn't finish all the work yesterday. Speaker 2. How come you couldn't finish it? Speaker 1. Because I got started too late. Speaker 2. Why don't you get started earlier next time? Now here are a few examples of short conversations with short answers. Speaker 1. What can he do? Speaker 2. He can write. Speaker 1. What should he do? Speaker 2. He should write. Speaker 1. What does he do? Speaker 2. He writes. Speaker 1. What will he do? Speaker 2. He'll write. Speaker 1. What's he doing? Speaker 2. He's writing. Speaker 1. What must he do? Speaker 2. He must write. Speaker 1. What has he done? Speaker 2. He has written. Speaker 1. What did he do? Speaker 2. He wrote. Speaker 1. What was he doing? Speaker 2. He was writing. Speaker 1. What had he better do? Speaker 2. He'd better write. Speaker 1. What's he going to do? Speaker 2. He's going to write. Speaker 1. What does he plan to do? Speaker 2. He plans to write. Speaker 1. What could he do? Speaker 2. He could write. Speaker 1. What did he have to do? Speaker 2. He had to write. Speaker 1. What should he have done? Speaker 2. He should have written. Speaker 1. What did he used to do? Speaker 2. He used to write. Now here are a few examples where we shall learn what will be the interrogative sentence or a question to a given statement. They'll write something. The question will be, what will they write? They were writing something. The question, what were they writing? They write something. Question, what do they write? They have written something. Question, what have they written? They're going to write something. Question, what are they going to write? They should write something. Question, what should they write? They can write something. Question, what can they write? They wrote something. Question, what did they write? They must write something. Question, what must they write? They are writing something. Question, what are they writing? They plan to write something. Question, what do they plan to write? They used to write something. Question, what did they used to write? They could have written something. Question, what could they have written? They'd better write something. Question, what had they better write? Now here are a few examples where we shall learn what will be the short question and the short answer and the long question and the long answer to a statement. Example 1. He can write. Short question will be where? Short answer, at home. And long question, where can he write? Long answer, he can write at home. Example 2. He should write. Short question, how much? Short answer, 2 pages. Long question, how much should he write? And the long answer, he should write 2 pages. Example 3. He writes. Short question, when? Short answer, in the morning. Long question, when does he write? Long answer, he writes in the morning. Example 4. He will write. Short question, what? Short answer, a short report. Long question, what will he write? Long answer, he'll write a short report. Example 5. He's writing. Short question, to whom? Short answer, Mr. Brown. Long question, to whom is he writing? Long answer, he's writing to Mr. Brown. Example 6. He must write. Short question, why? Short reply, to apply for a job. Long question, why must he write? Long answer, he must write to apply for a job. Example 7. He has written. Short question, how often? Short answer, every 6 months. Long question, how often has he written? Long answer, he has written every 6 months. Example 8. He wrote. Short question, which one? Short answer, the long one. Long question, which one did he write? Long answer, he wrote the long one. Example 9. He was writing. Short question, what for? Short answer, because he had to. Long question, what was he writing for? Long answer, he was writing because he had to. Example 10. He'd better write. Short question, when? Short answer, tonight. Long question, when had he better write? Long answer, he'd better write tonight. Example 11. He's going to write. Short question, what? Short answer, a letter. Long question, what's he going to write? Long answer, he's going to write a letter. Example 12. He plans to write. Short question, to whom? Short answer, Mary. Long question, to whom does he plan to write? Long answer, he plans to write to Mary. Example 13. He could write. Short question, how much? Short answer, only 2 pages. Long question, how much could he write? Long answer, he could write only 2 pages. Example 14. He had to write. Short question, why? Short answer, to satisfy them. Long question, why did he have to write? Long answer, he had to write to satisfy them. Example 15. He should write. Short question, what? Short answer, an apology. Long question, what should he write? Long answer, he should write an apology. Example 16. He used to write. Short question, how often? Short answer, once a month. Long question, how often did he use to write? Long answer, he used to write once a month.